Shalom, giving all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakdash. And Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father's true name, whom the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahushai is the name of the Heavenly Father's Son's name, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And giving double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone who taught me this truth and who rule well, and shalom unto the elect, and giving these messages to the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and all scattered Israelites around the world. And in today's lesson, I go into a breaking news that from Joy Online, Joy Online, and it reads: suspected African swine fever outbreak in Damongo kills hundreds of pigs. Kalai Yahushai for this, because this is actually a good news. Because this is an unclean animal that Israelites are not supposed to consume, and I go into reading it. A suspected outbreak of African swine fever has hit Damongo, the capital of the Savannah region, leading to the deaths of hundreds of pigs in the municipality. That's good. The affected communities include Kantin, Atributu, Poroto, and Sori number 1 among others. To curb the spread of the disease, some farmers have resorted to slaughter and burying sick pigs, as well as properly disposing of those that have already died. Despite pork being a popular delicacy, both locally and internationally, the outbreak has significantly impacted pig farmers, many of whom are still recovering from a previous outbreak in 2023. Some affected farmers speaking to JohnLine.com lamented the devastating impact of the recurring outbreaks in their businesses. In the last outbreak, I lost about 30 fully grown pigs. As if that wasn't enough, all my newly farrowed piglets, around 40 in total, also died. Now I don't know how to prevent this from happening again, because the 4 pigs I recently bought have all died just last week, said Amatus Azuri. Another farmer, Agnes Bayuo, stated that she's considering stepping away from pig farming altogether. Business is about profit. Sometimes you have to endure losses, but if this disease keeps hitting us without any relief, I might take a 5-year break and observe the industry before deciding my next step, she remarked. And I stopped there and go ahead, because to me this is actually a very good news of this outbreak occurring there in Damongo. And I read Leviticus chapter 11 verses 7 to 8. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye eat not, and their carcass shall ye not touch, they are unclean to you. And exactly, because if you take a critical look at a swine, it has a cloven foot just like a goat, but because it doesn't chew a cud like the goat, it is unclean for any Israelite to eat, and as well as to not touch it at all, because once you touch it, it will be unclean unto you. And so this is the law that has been given to Israel for us to observe, to not eat swine or pig's meat, or what they call popularly call pork. And I go into Isaiah chapter 66 verse 17, and this is the Lord talking, say, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. And so those who indulge in these things, the Lord will definitely plague them with or destroy them if one consumes this pork meat. And this is a warning to us to not take it at all. And I go into let's see, Maccabees chapter, second Maccabees chapter 6 verses 18 to 20. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh, by he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such abomination, spit it forth, and came of his own accord to the torment, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful, for love of life to be tasted. And so this high priest, one of the principal scribes, he was one of the great men of Israel who, at a point in time when it was Antiochus Epiphanes who made this decree that he should do away with our law, statutes, and commandments, and so in one of his horrendous laws that he put out, he made this decree that people should eat swine's flesh, and some of the men in Israel are trying to persuade this Eleazar to eat it. But this is a man of principle, a man of Yahushua who stood against these people and chose not to defile his body or temple, but choosing rather to die for the sake of the law, statutes, and commandments. And so this man is to be commended by all means. And so we need to take good example of take it to this good example in the scriptures, so that the Lord will be able to find favor with the Lord always. And so I end this lesson by giving all praises unto Yahweh Basham, Yahushai Basham Rokakadash, and Shalom unto the elect. Shalom.